Today, ladies and gentlemen, the 3 stocks I am buying right now that I think you maybe should consider as well. So let's jump right into this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, passive income investors alike, to a series I've never done, but many YouTubers do, as usually I show you the stocks as I buy them. But this month I've been too busy chit-chattering away about other things that I figured I'd make one video talking about 3 purchases I made, why I made them. You know them already if you watch this channel. I don't really gear out of my comfort zone too much, so let's just jump right into numero uno, which is my favorite sin stock, or one of my favorite sin stocks, which is British. BTI on that ticker symbol, NASDAQ, guys, or the New York Stock Exchange, British American Tobacco. And the reason I like this company so much is because the yield on it is absolutely insane. We're talking about almost at its highs, it's usually around 6 to 8%. I was getting it, my average yield on it right now, yield on cost is somewhere around 7.8%. I'll throw it up on the screen for you guys. I've talked about the tobacco stocks a lot because for some reason the entire market has decided to basket them into the loser group, where they're just like, you know what, these are horrible stocks, no one's smoking anymore, blah blah, the same stuff they've been saying since this. It causes cancer, we know that. I used to smoke. I'm not saying I advise people to smoke, but tobacco is a staple to our society, guys. It's been around since the dawn of history and writings on walls and the Egyptians doing their cocaine and all that other craziness. It all kind of fits into that basket. But when you look at the fundamentals, guys, the fundamentals have not changed. People that smoke. There's a lot of channels, even on YouTube I watch, where people still smoke. I need to clear my lungs out. I need to do a lot of physical stuff. It's not a good habit for me whatsoever. It's not a good habit for anybody, but who cares? Maybe you vape. Do you vape?
Vaping is recognized by some as a nearly harmless alternative to smoking.
Right now, there is no regulatory framework for vaping. Vaping is not tobacco use. You're not lighting a cigarette or a cigar on fire and then inhaling that smoke.
Vaping's coming in. These guys aren't dumb, okay? These tobacco companies know what they're doing, and drugs are just a part of society, whether you like to believe it or not. And this company owns one of the best vapor products, along with MO, and I also own MO, guys, Altria Group. I want to buy more Altria Group, but I haven't purchased shares in it yet, and it didn't make my list because this is actually the first one I purchased this month so far. And I would suggest taking a look. I was just getting one of you beautiful subscribers ask me a question about Imperial Brands, which is paying out an over 8% dividend yield right now. I think it was closer to a 9%. I made a video on it the other day. These companies right now, guys, I think if you added these to your portfolio, they're not going to do you any wrong. They are sitting in what I would call a value basket, which a lot of people seem to think there's no value out in the market anymore. But I'm looking at companies like 3M, like these tobacco companies, and I'm seeing pretty cheap stocks, guys, compared to their fundamentals. So that one made my list, which means to number dos, 2, 3. No, we're going to stick with 2. Sorry, I'm a little quirky today, guys. But let's just jump into the second stock that I bought some shares in. I had some dividend payouts, tax-free savings account, and I purchased about $600 worth of GEO Group. Now, the hardest part of my entire portfolio that I've had issues with is the real estate sector. Now, I don't know if you like prison stocks. Because I have such a hard time buying REITs, I used to look at like Senior Housing Property Trust, which tanked, and I've never been able to pull the plug. There's another one like Iron Mountain that I've been watching a lot, and I haven't been able to pull the plug on that yet because I just don't understand them well enough. When I buy stocks, when I usually get this giddy feeling inside, it's because I really understand the underlines of the company, and there's not that much hard to understand about GEO Group, guys. Prisons are just another fundamental to society. This company's been around for a very long time. It has a very high rate of return, not only in the equity asset of it, but also on the dividend yield. Because again, I think it fits in this morale basket that people like to avoid. But when you know the government's going to pay you, which is also the problem with this company, depending on how much the government pays out per year, will also really debate on your dividend return. If you look at the dividends on this company, they are very volatile. But when we look at the size of the dividends, you're always getting over a 5% no matter what. If you guys are enjoying these, though, slap a like and consider subscribing, because these are real stocks that I actually purchased with real money. I'm sure a lot of people don't do this, but I'm doing it just for you. And also, this is my journey, guys, my financial freedom journey. But let's get into stock number 3, which is one that does not pay a dividend. And I haven't purchased this yet, but I have to address this, and I really plan on purchasing some more if I get some extra cash flow this month. But we're talking about the only company that's been getting me the most interesting comments of all time, which is Tesla, guys. Ticker symbol TSLA. We all know this company, and I want to talk about addressing this because I posted a picture up on the StockTwit forum that exploded with hilarity, in my opinion, because I am down about 40% on this position, and I've been getting so much interesting hate about this. As we know, people are really polarized about this company. It kind of reminds me of like Bitcoin, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to be buying more of it, and also why I think there may be issues with this company in the future and some of their competition that they're going to have to deal with that a lot of people don't talk about. So let me see if I can teach you something you don't know about Tesla. There is a company, I can't remember what it's called. My buddy was showing it to me because he purchased this. I'm just throwing the name up here because I can't remember off the top of my head. But this company installs aftermarket self-driving technology, believe it or not. So the way this works is this company, for a much cheaper price, can mount on your dash a bunch of cameras and sensors and whatever else and hook up a motor to your steering wheel, and before you know it, any car can do a lot of self-driving capability. It's kind of an incredible thing, and my buddy bought this and he's been using it because he's an Uber driver, and I thought it was really interesting. Now, in the competition world with Tesla, one of the best things about this company is their brand. The last time there was a brand mentality like Tesla, whether you want to argue this or not, was Apple. Name one company that has had the validity and the marketing campaign that this company has, for like crazy sakes, people here, man. The guy's flying his products around in space for fun. There's just been no branding like this, I think, ever in history. It has caught the attention globally, and it is an incredibly staggering brand. Now, a lot of you get caught up your panties in a bunch about the numbers, and when you look at the numbers, this is a company that's bleeding like there's no tomorrow. A lot of people compare them to car companies all the time, like GM and Ford, and they're like, well, GM's moving this many cars, millions, and then you have this company that's like barely moving like 500,000 or whatever the heck they're doing right now. Now, the numbers thing is where I think you're misunderstanding, because I'm going to say that Tesla at this point has become more of a technology company than anything. And the way we have to justify the numbers, the way I justify the numbers, is when you look at the sales. A lot of people will talk about that competition. Yes, Ford, GM, they're moving a lot more cars, but they're gas cars, and we know the world is headed toward EV, electric vehicles, guys. And Tesla right now dominates literally 90% of the EV market, and they have so much attention and hype around them, there's just no competition even remotely close, and they are doubling those sales every 3 years. Look at the numbers they're moving right now. We're talking about like $20 billion here, guys. Their cash flow is insane, and cash flow is the only thing that matters, baby. Tesla's a company where they could sell anything. Flamethrowers, Elon Musk could throw anything up online and it would sell millions. It is an incredible brand, and for that reason alone, I would be paying attention to the stock at the levels it's currently sitting at. Do I care that I'm down 40%? Absolutely not, because again, this is one of those companies that gets me giddy inside, because you have to look forward thinking here, guys. Forward thinking that if self-driving becomes a thing in the next 5 to 10 years, and it does go to the level that they're hoping it does, which essentially is you're going to be having Ubers or Teslas just picking you up, or any EV that has self-driving will just come and pick you up, and you'll pay them, and there'll be no driver, and these cars will just be making money. So Tesla could just make a fleet of tractor trailers, of cars doing, even if they just start with tractor trailers to keep it simple, and they're starting to fleet things back and forth the country with, like they said, maybe one guy piloting the front of a line of tractor trailers with no drivers in the back following his one car. There are a lot of options these people are talking about, and if they can grasp that and get that done, their bottom line is going to explode. Again, you have to remember the time when Microsoft, the CEO, was making fun of the iPhone. This is the situation it reminds me of. He said iPhone was a fad. And, well, he got fired, to say the least. And I honestly think if you are betting against Tesla, like, there's nothing wrong with that in the short term. I think if you want to play the short-term volatility, all the power to you. Go ahead. I could be horribly wrong. This company could go to zero. You can laugh at me. Let me know in the comment section below. Maybe you're making fun of me in your head right now. feel free to publicize that, because I am putting myself out here about this. So if I'm wrong, I will get down on my knees and I will bow to you. That is what I tell everybody. If I'm wrong over the next 5 to 10 years and Tesla doesn't make me more than it's costing me right now, I will personally bow to you. That's all I have to say, guys, because I put my money where my mouth is, and I would love to see you do the same, but I'm sure that's why you're here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe consider slapping a like or subscribing. I put a lot of work into this, so stay cool, stay awesome. I look super forward to chatting to you tomorrow.